Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Elias and welcome back to Age of Engineering. In the last episode, we were working on Advanced Rocketry. This stuff, specifically the electrolyzer and the chemical reactor, which we need to make both oxygen, hydrogen, and rocket fuel, which we have a good bit of rocket fuel, so we don't really need to worry about that anymore. And let's see, I've been working off camera, trying to think of some stuff to do. We need more stuff. That's the basic answer. We need more stuff. We need more chrome. In order to get more chrome, we need more supplies. And so it's just kind of a back and forth to get all the stuff we need so that we can actually make a rocket and go to the moon. And then we can worry about making a space station to go to other planets so that we can get more stuff so that we can get into mechanism, which is going to be a lot of fun. I really like mechanism, but that's still a little ways away. Things to note. So one big thing is our reactor is empty. I haven't filled up any more uranium. And big reason for that is just because I want to redo the system down there, and I just haven't got around to it yet. But the bad thing is we had a bunch of plutonium, and I am literally 2 tiny piles of plutonium away from having all of the things we need to make the fuel rods for the big reactor and have that done so we can get more power, which power has been an issue here in the last little bit for me, because I've been making stuff. So you might notice that I have something up here, the Quantum Quarry. This thing is really expensive. It requires these inner casings, which require empowered diamantine, and we need 24 of these inner casings. So it was really expensive to do. I had to make a ton of empowered diamantine, which I taught the system how to make. That wasn't that big of a deal. But the hard part with that is it did require lithium dust, which required, I actually went to the nether and got like 9 stacks of quartz, which I ran through the thermal centrifuge. 2 pieces of quartz gives you a tiny pile. I can show it off. So lithium dust is the hardest thing. So the tiny piles, you get 1 for every 2 nether quartz in the thermal centrifuge. So I got half a stack's worth. From 9 stacks of quartz. It was pretty awful, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Anyways, today, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to make this Quantum Quarry. I have a bunch of the stuff for that, and we're going to start making some of the reactor fuel rods, I think. We need just 2 more pieces of plutonium. It's such a pain. So what we're going to do is let's get some uranium, if I can do something like that. Let's get like 16. We're going to be making this new, okay, I know we just made the builder block, the builder quarry, but I despise that thing. Let me put this away and I'll talk about that for a moment. So hopefully we have enough. Do we have enough copper to make a couple? Yeah, we have enough. Most things. We'll take the iron back and we'll go ahead and make some more plates up here. Let's go ahead and make just a stack of plates, and the 7 we'll keep. Anyways, so I'm well aware we just built this builder quarry, and it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. We're gonna go ahead and break that. We're going to go ahead and break this guy as well. And we can turn this on. And as you can see, it's assuming that it's, yeah, no, it's quarrying. It's just voiding some of the stuff. So yeah, you can hear it going and working. But it's pretty slow. And one of the big things with this, the big reason I don't want to use this anymore is because if this finishes up where it's like working at, I have to then reset it. I have to pick it up, I have to move it, and that sounds awful. I will come back to get that stuff later. It just kind of is awful. It's a lot of manual work. Well, with the Quantum Quarry, we don't have to worry about that. It actually does its own thing. We don't have to worry about it. It would just turn it on and supply it with power. It does require a bit more power, I do believe, but all in all, it's not that bad. So we're going to go ahead and make that today and get that working. By the way, I'm getting a bunch of Endermen. I've got like 800. Let's go see. I've left the mob farms on for a while, so we have a lot of stuff over here. Eventually we'll want to make more mob farms, but we have like 800 blaze rods. There we go. And 500 ender pearls. Not bad. Not bad at all. So what we're going to do today is make the Quantum Quarry, and then we'll see from there what else we can get done. But yeah, this took a ton of power. Considering how many blocks is this worth? It's about 10, so that's 200 million RF. So yeah, it was not cheap, but not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and make the Quantum Quarry and the Quantum Quarry actuators. Now, we couldn't make these before because this guy requires the shape card. So I think we can just put this in here, or is it? Yeah, whatever. Anyways, we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll set it up to make it work. So we need 6 of these things. Now these guys do require Lon's Delight, or however you say that, which is a pain. I forgot about that part, so that might take a little bit of time. We need 6 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. We did have reinforced stone. I was worried about that. Reinforced stone takes forever to get, but this wasn't too bad. You get Lon's Light from the Void Ore Miner. We had just enough, so there is the 6 of those. Those go in here. We're going to need the ender casings, which requires ender pearls, so we're going to need a bunch of ender pearls. We'll get a stack to begin with. Let's go ahead and put some of this other stuff away. We don't need any of that stuff right now. So the ender casings also require blocks of black quartz. So we're going to need 24 of those. So we're going to need to process some black quartz. We have plenty of it. It's not that big of a deal. What's the best way to deal with this? Smelting it gets us 1. Crushing it gives us 2, which we can then smelt. So that's just a matter of putting it down here and getting it auto processing. So can we do that? There is space. And is it already like, no. Oh, it's going in the double crusher? That's not an elevator. There's no elevators in this mod. I saw a solid white block and I thought, it's an elevator. Okay, so it's just making the dust. I don't want that. So let's head back down there. I'm gonna put a shortcut for the time being. So stop. Black quartz can go in here. So we'll just do that. And that'll be a lot better. So take all of that out. And if we need any of the dust, that's something we can deal with later. It looked like there was something else in there. Was there? No, just flint. Okay. So we'll worry about that later if ever comes into any issues. We'll get things set up if we need to. That is black quartz. We want to put this down. Alright, so that is the black quartz. Should be taken care of. We're going to need 24 of these. So lots of blocks of this. But that's not that big of a deal. So what else do we need? For the ender casings, that's it. Then for these guys, we're going to need the iridium reinforced plates, which is going to require a lot of iridium. Luckily, we have a lot. We're going to need 24 of these as well. So hopefully we have... Okay, we need more... we need more stuff, but we should have enough... Yeah, we're gonna cut it close with the iridium. So we're gonna need more advanced alloys, which is not that bad. We're gonna need bronze plates, which we can make. Let's make 30 of each. We're gonna need 10 plates, and we're gonna need iron plates. So just processing stuff. We gotta wait on that because it's gotta make the other ones first. So let's just get, let's just grab like a stack of iron, because who cares, and put it over here. Because this is where we're making plates anyway, so not that big of a deal. So once we have some iron plates, we'll be able to do that. Alright, so all in all, that is not too bad. Let's come back over here. Let's grab all of the iron plates we have in here. And we're going to put those in there. So something is not working like normal. This is why I need to fix this, but I just haven't. We're not going to be able to get the stuff we need today. Oh, it's full. We will be able to get what we need. Alright, let's go change into our hazmat suit. Just so we don't have to deal with, you know, awful things. And we should be able to make the fuel rods today. Which means we can also work towards some other things with that. You'll see what I mean soon enough, but basically... we're going to get some good stuff. So we're going to need to grab basically all of this that we can, and that should give us more plutonium. So that is what was causing the issues. It was actually a backed up system, not that we were like... We will have enough stuff. So do we have things for this yet? We have some tin. We'll get the iron plates soon enough. So here soon we should be seeing, we only need 2 more pieces of plutonium, tiny piles, and there we go. Cool. So let's get this into the system, let's get the fuel rods, and let's make the reactor. We make the reactor, we can mine stuff a little bit easier, and it's going to be great. And we're waiting on other things anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. So unless we have iron plates, nope, not yet. Alright, so... can we make 1 more plutonium, and then I have the dense iron plates in here and the fused quartz, so we need 6 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6. Perfect. Now if we want more of that stuff later, we'll have to make more stuff. Like, we'll need more plutonium, obviously. But as soon as we get all of these reactors up and running, that should not be a problem. And I think I will work on that between this episode and next. I will try to get that finished up, because all these guys are ready to take items. It's just a matter of getting all of the processing done and getting a good supply of copper and iron. Which the quarry will help with that. So we have those. We can deal with those here in a second. Can we get more black quartz? Yes, we can. We can't turn these back, can we? Whoops. Oh well. That's okay. We don't have that many. We need 24. We'll put the rest in there. We might use them later. Who knows? Anyways, ender casings. I had exactly enough ender pearls. And then these guys go around the sides. So we are almost there with the actuators. The actuators are probably the harder part, other than the fact that this guy requires the shape card. Because end diamonds are really easy, as well as the stable stone is actually pretty easy for us at this point. So can we get advanced alloy down? We can get some. So let's go ahead and start cooking this up. And this is just compressing. And while we are doing this, we'll go install the reactor fuel rod. So our big reactor is almost ready to be up and running. Now, we do need to fill it with something. We could just leave it as air, but that's really bad. Let's just go ahead and break those. But what we should do is fill it with something. And I think what I'm going to do is, so there we go. It is actually a completed reactor now. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and we're going to open it up. Make a little bit of a staircase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And I think what I want to fill it with, we can fill it with a lot of different things. We can fill it with graphite blocks, but something I typically fill those guys with is resin ender. So if we look at ender pearls, we should be able to melt these down. There should be a couple of ways to do that, right? Liquefied ender pearls, I think that will work. What else can we use? I actually don't remember what all we can use. So we might want to think about that before we do too much. But there's got to be something, because I'm used to having thermal expansion with big reactors, so that's usually what I want to use. We can use things like diamond blocks and various things. But what is something? I don't know if we can use aluminum blocks. Do I dare? It might be awful, but we do have a lot of aluminum blocks. So an easy way to test is you can just place things in there and right click it and it will tell you if there's an error or something. So if we just come around to the back, place some aluminum in there. Let's see what it says. It should be okay. Air is not valid for the exterior. I guess the better way is if we close it up, it will yell at us if it's wrong. No, you can put aluminum in there. Is that any good? I don't actually know. So I'll tell you guys what. We have a lot of aluminum. Let's go ahead and fill this with aluminum. And then we can decide from there if that is what we want to use. I will look into kind of what's some of the best stuff for this mod pack. It's coming up for a reactor, but aluminum for now seems to be easy enough. We have plenty of it, and it's not going to do anything bad. Like, these do not explode or anything like that, so we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. It's going to look ugly, but there are things we can use. So let's see how efficient it is. We're going to need a lot of yellorium. So we're going to probably want to process a bunch of yellorium as well. Let's see, uses for this. the best way to process this. Sag mill will also give us a little bit of cyanite. Yeah, cyanite ingots. So that'll be good. But we can go ahead and throw a bunch of yellorium in here. This is the input. I do want to grab, do I have a key? Yes. We want to lock these drawers. We don't need this chest anymore. And so this is full. If we activate the reactor, it's going to be providing us with what? Looks like about 2,500 RF per tick, which is not too bad. Definitely can do better, but for a reactor this size, that's not awful. So we'll need to get that into here, and we might actually use this to just flat out power our quarry. That might not be a bad idea. So speaking of quarries, let's continue working on that. And we'll cook up these into fuel that we can actually use. Put that away. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting on advanced alloys. We need a bunch of these. We're going to need more than what we have. I almost guarantee it. Yeah, because this is only good for like 5 more. We need 19 in total, I think. So there is 5 more. Alright, so we're going to need more advanced alloys. So we're going to need more tin plates. Let's just craft 100. And that should be fine. Now, the other thing that we're going to want probably to do is go ahead and grab... I had a bunch of iron sitting in the thing over here. This guy, which is called a molecular transformer. This still does not have any power. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with this stuff. But this guy is going to probably want to get as much power as we can. That'll give us more iridium if we need it. So we need what? 6, 7, 8, 14 more. So iridium, 14. No, we're gonna need considerable amount more. So we're gonna need 20. No, we're gonna need 18 more. No, 24. 24 more iridium for this guy. So let's see. We're gonna want the carpenter. Let's go ahead and make this. We're gonna need liquid carbon. 36. So charcoal is better. But let's get a tank. And we'll get this going. So fluid tank, iron bars, not too bad. So we'll just get 1 set of those. Fluid tank. And then we're gonna want some coal or charcoal. Let's just go with coal. We have a good bit of it. So who cares? Let's just take like a stack. That is probably definitely overkill, but the electric crucible, we're gonna turn, I didn't want to turn that off. Let's see. Shift left click down. We'll just turn that to extract for now. We'll put one of these guys here. Put that on insert. And hold up. Liquid carbon, electric crucible. Okay, it's just very slow. Alright, so that is working. You know what, let's not do it that way. Let's make blocks. And we're going to have extra carbon, obviously, from this, but that's okay. So we'll let that go. It'll take a little bit of time. In the meantime, we need end diamond blocks. We need 4 end diamond blocks. That's 36 end diamonds. So in order to get that, we are going to need electric diamonds, obsidian, and end stone. So let's get some obsidian. 36 obsidian. I don't know that we have any end diamonds currently. We also don't have that much end stone. Is there a good way to get that without having to go to the end? Because I'd really like not to have to go to the end. No, not really. That's sandstone. Do we have any more end stone? Ugh. Do I really have to go to the end? I don't wanna. Alright, so I will tell you guys what. I'm gonna take let's finish up everything else we can. I'll go get the end stone in a little bit, and we'll try to make everything that we can today. So last thing we need is the rim stable blackstone, which we need stable stone, which, how much of that do we have? We only need 4 pieces of this. So I think we might have some stable stone over here. You can get it very rarely from processing the analyzing chamber. There's an end diamond, so there's 1 less we have to worry about. But stable stone, I don't see any. Alright, that's not a big deal. We'll live. Let's make sure we don't have any stable stone anywhere. I feel like we used it for something relatively recently. That is reinforced dirt. I don't see any stable stone. It would probably be like in here or something. I don't know. One of these days we'll have an actual... That's stone burnt. Okay. So stable stone we get from basalt and something else. So let's see. Stable stone, reinforced stone, bricks, and basalt. Now basalt is from the Pahoho lava, which I don't remember how to do this exactly. It's been a while since I've done this. Liquid heat exchanger. So we should have some of this stuff somewhere. Do I not have any basalt? Really? Because I use this stuff for something. I don't remember what. Stable stone was made. Inscribers. That's right. And we're going to need this stuff later. Anyways, let's go ahead and get the rest of this processing. And get plenty of yellorium. So do we have any basalt at all? We obviously have the other types of basalt, but this is IC2 basalt, which is very special. It's the trophies, building materials. Alright, I just want to make sure. Because we wouldn't have much of it anyways, just because it is somewhat difficult to get. Alright, so we're going to need some lava. That should not be a problem to go get. So let's do that, and then that'll turn into the Pahoho lava from the liquid heat exchanger. And then we can go from there. So eventually we can automate things, and we will. It's just going to be a matter of kind of getting things to that point where we want to. Because right now we don't really care. It's not that important to automate this because we don't use the stable stone all that often. But we'll get to the point where we're gonna need the solar panels and stuff for some of the higher tier stuff for the end game, and that means we're gonna definitely need automation for that. And we'll set it up as we go. I know something relatively soon Once we get to Draconic Evolution, we're going to need, let's see, I think there's lava there, but I think this floor will be the best. Yeah, there's a bunch of lava over here. Yeah, I know relatively soon we're going to be running into the issue of having to make a lot of singularities from the one mod, Applied Energistics, and that's going to require us to basically get rid of a lot of items very quickly. There's a really cool way to do that, which I know about, but it's still kind of a pain to do, and it's something that we're going to need to make Draconic cores, which are one of the most commonly used items in Draconic Evolution, so it's needed. Alright, so I will tell you guys what. I am going to go ahead and deal with this. I'm going to head to the end for a really quick trip just so that we can get some more endstone. I'm going to get a bunch of endstone for that, and just kind of work towards getting the rest of the stuff taken care of and finished so that we can make the the quarry today. So I will be right back. Well then, that took a lot longer than I anticipated. Iridium is such a pain. It took forever to get the iridium, but we finally have it all for the Quantum Quarry actuators. But just want to talk about what I did in the meantime. So I actually went to the overworld. I explored a lot around the overworld, found a bunch of desert temples, went to the end, went to some end cities, all searching for iridium. I found a couple iridium shards, but it didn't really help all that much. But in the meantime, I have gotten enough chrome so that we can make the last of the machines that we need to make, which is the rolling machine. So we're going to do that and get the Quantum Quarry, and I also fixed, by the way, the automated nuclear stuff. Figured I'd show that off real quick. It was actually a really simple fix. I had a feeling this was happening, so I separated the stone crafters. I think what was happening was this stone crafter was automatically placing adjacent inventory into this stone crafter, so I just moved it up one, and it seems to have fixed the problem completely. So that's kind of awesome. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, right, I forgot that I had made a automated basalt collector. So we had a bunch of basalt that I didn't need to make anymore. So that was a thing. Yeah, so let's get the rest of the chrome that we need, and then we'll make both the quarry, the Quantum Quarry. We'll make, there's something else that I was going to do, but we're also going to make the rolling machine that we need to do as well. So that should be pretty straightforward. I have all the copper cables that I need. I had time. So yeah, this has been really expensive in resources, but should pay off pretty quickly. Now, one thing, by the way, I did get a lot of enchanted books, including one that's going to be super duper important later, which is Reaper. Reaper 2, which is a Draconic Evolution thing, is super duper important for getting mob souls, which we'll need for things later. Anyways, how many? I need to make 13 machine structures, so let's get that going. And then in the meantime, we can go ahead and make the Quantum Quarry actuators. So we're gonna need 6 of those. And then for the actual quarry, we have the endstone, the obsidian, we have the basalt. Right, I've also figured out what the reactor to do, what to do with the reactor. So we're gonna need, what was it? I gotta count again. I forgot what the third thing. There was a third thing I was gonna do, and it's the reactor. We're gonna finish this up. So liquefied ender does work. Liquefied ender pearls, whatever. So we're gonna need 8, 9, 10, 13 buckets worth of ender pearls, which, by the way, I had left my enderman farm on and it filled up. So we have plenty of ender pearls for now. So 13 buckets. Each stack is 4 buckets. So we're going to need 3 stacks plus 4. And that should be fine. I think I have a tank in here to help with that. Just to make things a little bit easier. So we're going to smelt this up. And that should not be a problem. And we should be able to pull, I think. So we'll come back to that in a moment. But we still need, the final thing we need to do is make the actual Quantum Quarry, which we're going to need the rim stable stone and the end diamond blocks. So we're going to need fire diamonds and electric diamonds. So we're going to need, let's just get a stack of these. Because we need 35 of these guys. So electric diamonds, we're going to need, oh hey, cool, we can make blocks worth. So we're going to need 2 blaze rods each. Let's just get 2 stacks. Let's just make a ton of this stuff. Because who cares? We can do that pretty easily, and it should make blazes eventually. So atomic calculator. We get a bunch of fire diamonds. Turn these into, actually, we'll do 1, and then we're going to do blocks because it's going to be easier. It's technically going to be faster. Then we should be able to make everything we need. So we're going to need, like, let's see, 3 blocks is 27. 4 blocks should be more than enough. And then we just need to atomic calculator these into end diamonds and turn these into blocks. And this is something that we can easily do later if we need more. So last thing we need is the stable stone, which requires a reinforced stone bricks, which we should have in the system. We don't need many, so it's not that awful. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we turn that into rimmed and rim blacked. Cool. So now we go to our carpenter, and we're gonna need a little bit of this carbon, and that should be everything we need. Now the only thing left is to figure out where we actually want to put this stuff. Do we have a carpenter that we can? I want to make another carpenter, just so that we have the excess stuff. We like. It's going to be nicer to have another carpenter. By the way, one of the things I found is ambrosia. Now this stuff is super duper important because we're going to need it later for making the dimension builder. So it's nice to have it. It requires honeydew and royal jelly, so it's pretty awful. But I found it in the end city, so it was nice. A nice like treat. Anyways, so we're gonna need a carpenter. Let's go ahead and get one of these guys. We just need the sturdy casing, which easiest way to get that is to come over here and make it with UU matter. I considered making more iridium with UU matter, but it was gonna be a pain, so I didn't. So single run, that is really easy, really cheap. It's only like 6 millibuckets. Now, how is this doing? Do we have our liquefied ender pearls yet? Yeah, cool. So we'll just go ahead and put the rest of those in there, and awesome. So there is another carpenter. This is just a carpenter to work with. For right now, we're gonna put it right here. We're gonna put this here. Push a little bit in there. And I think that's close enough. I don't know if we can actually suck the excess out or not, but we'll find out soon enough. And last thing we need is just the quarry card. So hopefully this works. And there we go. There's the Quantum Quarry. We'll get the liquid carbon out. And I guess the question is, cool. So we'll break that. We'll put that somewhere else later. We have our fluid tank of carbon. I'm just going to put that in the corner here for now. And yeah, so we have the Quantum Quarry completed. That's pretty awesome. Let's go build it. And I think for now, what we're going to do is just put it right over here so we can attach it to power fairly easily. But we can't actually place the actuators. We actually have to place it like this. And then we can place the actuators on this block. You can't place them any other way. So we are going to have to do something like this. And then have to go around. Sometimes. I really wish this mod pack had elevators. That would make things a lot nicer. But it's kind of whatever. Anyways, we can place this back. And we put that there. And now this guy is ready. So we can do 3 things with this thing. We can put filters. We can put enchanted books. We can put biomarkers. So filters allow us to filter basically what we want it to have. It destroys any item that does not match the filter. So if you put stone in there, you will only get stone. It will destroy everything else. I believe is what that means. We can put enchanted books in there, so we can get fortune or silk touch. We'll be putting a silk touch in there at some point. And then we can put these biomarkers. We're going to put it on redstone on. We can put biomarkers, which I don't know how difficult those are to make. It requires a bioabsorber, which requires a machine frame. That's not awful, but that's still pretty bad. And then if we want to make a biomarker, we have to go to that biome, and it'll get marked that way. But then it will mine in only those biomes. It's kind of neat. So that is really cool. We will get to that. We'll get that set up between probably at the start of next episode, or maybe sooner. I don't know. I might do that between episodes. I don't know. Probably not, though. It's not much that I need to do. But I do want to get the reactor up and running before we do too much more. So do we have the 13? We do. So let's grab... We have a bucket. Let's go ahead and put this together so that we have our... where do I want to put the water? I guess I'll put it over here. I'll grab more water later. It's not that big of a deal. But we need to fill this guy up with ender pearls. Now, it doesn't have to be source blocks, which is really nice. So we just need to basically line the outside of this. We could probably do less than 13, but I think it's going to be better to do 13. So let's just get rid of some of this. And we're going to break all that, grab it all, jump back up here, and we'll have this built here in a second. So we need to put these right here. And just get this taken care of. It shouldn't be too bad. And I think there's 2 more. There's one here, and the last one is right here. So we fill this up, and we had like 2,000 RF before. Hold up, where did all of... Does it transport items? Does it teleport items? I actually don't know. I thought I grabbed everything. Oh no, I know where they're at. Never mind, never mind, never mind. I had a little bit of a panic attack there. Let's grab this guy. They're still in the chest over here. So let's grab the rest of our reactor casings. Oh man, I don't want to have to make more of those. And we'll get this set up. We'll get a nice big reactor powered so that we don't run out of power as often. And okay, I am missing one. Let's grab this. And I guess let's walk around. Like, do we have any more reactor casings? If I lose one, that's whatever, but like, I don't want to have to remake those. Oh man. I had missed one. Alright, we can make one more. It's fine. It's fine. Crisis averted. I have no idea if I'll ever find the one that's gone, but whatever. Hopefully I didn't mess up building it. Nope. Cool. So there we go. That is the big reactor back up and running. And if we turn it on this time, it should generate about 3,000. It's a little bit more efficient. Yeah, it's closer to 3,000 RF per tick, which is not too shabby. I don't know how much this guy is producing. What tier? We have a tier 1, so it's not producing that much. So this is definitely better. We're going to need plutonium later anyway, so it's good to have. So last thing I want to do today is let's go ahead and make our rolling machine. So we'll put that away. For the rolling machine, we are going to need all of that stuff. So we're going to need the rolling machine, a power input, 6 machine structures, a motor. Oh, I had miscounted. Never mind. Okay, I miscounted. That's not good. So we're going to need 1 motor. I thought it said 2. So let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to need 2 copper coils. And wait, no, we're going to need that one more time. And then we should be able to make these. We're going to need half a stack of these. We're going to need a nori crystals time. Let's just get 10 of those. We're going to need input. Do we have any of the hatches? No, I haven't taught it how to make any of that stuff. So input. We're gonna need input hatch. How many of those are we gonna need? We're gonna need 4 input hatches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need let's see, 1 fluid input hatch, and we're gonna need power input. So we're gonna need the batteries. Now those are on auto crafting, so we're gonna need 4 batteries. Then we're also gonna need the copper coils. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, and then 2 of those are going to go in there for a motor. So we're going to need what? 3 steel plates, 2 steel rods. 3 steel plates, 2 steel rods. We're almost out of steel, but that's okay. Once we get into mechanism, steel is going to be very easy to make. It is one of the nicer things about mechanism. Oh, right. Let's go grab another piece of steel because I put it in the wrong place. And we'll deal with this. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, once we get into mechanism, steel is going to be super easy to make, so I'm not super worried about that. And a lot of things we're going to start automating a lot heavier as we get closer to the end and all that fun stuff. For now, we're still kind of just trying to get by. We have pretty bad infrastructure, but once we have like Draconic Evolution, we'll have wireless RF, so we don't have to worry about these power lines everywhere. We can do something a little bit nicer underground. It's just not as much of a pain. So we're gonna need this. We're gonna need machine structures times 6, and then we need the actual rolling machine. I'm gonna go ahead and put that away and that away. So the rolling machine itself requires some steel gears. So we're going to need 8 steel. We'll get those gear pressed, and yeah, that should be it on that. Then we need all of the interfaces and circuit boards and all that kind of stuff, which we can get pretty simply. So we're going to need, for one, we're going to need more lime dye. No, lime dye. So cactus. Let's go ahead and smelt a little bit up. We can always grow more pretty easily. It's not that hard to get. And what am I missing? All right, my bucket. So there we go. There is some of that. Bucket. Do we have a bucket? Can I make a bucket real quick? I like having a bucket on me. It's always useful to have. Alright, so now we should be able to make the user interface. We're going to need all these control circuits. So we're going to need copper plate, silicon plate, redstone. We're going to need 3 silicon plates, 3 redstone. Redstone, 1, 2, 3. Silicon, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to need what? Piece of lapis and a gold plate. And lapis. Alright, so what's the easiest? So the rolling machine itself can make plates as well. Looks like we need to do a metal press. So I'm going to actually do something odd. We're going to turn that off for a second. Just so we can get all these plates. And we don't have to go back to the system and get them. We can just go over and get the rest of the stuff made. So we have everything we need. We just need to make it at this point. And then we'll be good to go. So let's make sure we turn this back on. Alright, cool. So we are very close to going to the moon. We might be able to go to the moon in the next episode. I'll look into like how difficult that's going to be. But we should be able to get close to it at least. Alright. Right, I need the control circuits too. I need 3 of these. Basic circuits, whatever. So we'll make all of this stuff. It won't be too long. It does take a little bit of time, but it's fine. And then we'll have everything we need. So Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into kind of what all we need to do to get a rocket. Rockets are not terrible to make, but they're not easy either. So can we do that? And all right, cool. So we have everything we need here. Now, the rolling machine does require water. Requires a constant thing of water because coolant type things. But other than that, it's pretty easy. We're going to need iron blocks. 1, 2. All right, cool. So there is the rolling machine. Let's get this thing built. And we can go from there. So, right, we need to turn 2 of these. Yes, 2 of these into output hatches, which you can go back and forth, which is kind of nice. I like that they're not different recipes or anything. So we have fluid input. We have 2 output hatches here. We have the copper coils in the motor. Copper coils. Power. Fluid input. And then a lot of machine structures. And machine structures. Input. And I think we're going to want to why does it have an X on it? Oh. Okay, maybe not. This looks fine, actually. So yeah, this is the rolling machine. This is where the water goes. In the big tank that it says H2O. So we'll need to run a pipe over to this guy. But yeah, that's the last machine that we need. So with all that, we need to still make a couple things. We need to get an actual rocket. So a rocket requires a seat. It requires a engine. And it requires a guidance computer. But other than that, we're gonna need tracking. Like some of the stuff, most of the stuff is pretty easy. We're gonna need a couple more machine structures, some titanium. That's really about it. Liquid fuel is the only one we can make. So steel, seats are just wool, and we're also going to need a rocket assembly machine, which requires a lot more titanium. A couple other things, but nothing too awful. We're also going to need our suit, our spacesuit. So that's going to require a lot of steel. So I will go ahead and make a good bit of steel between episodes, and we'll get all the stuff we need for, I'll figure out what all we're going to need to actually make a rocket and go to the moon so that we can start getting dilithium. So once we have that, we can make a warp core and go to other planets, and we have a lot of steel. Okay, and then we can start getting into mechanism once we get the metals from other planets. So that's the idea. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!